Today we are in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and we are going to be doing a inspection on a Fassi F360 SE drywall truck. Pretty much we're going to show you the ins and outs on how to do the inspection reports. The inspection reports we get through Fassi International. You can probably go to them to get the paperwork for it. Mainly the inspection sheet shows like what to check for, what to look for, what to tighten, make sure there's no leaks. Mainly pressure checks and also GPM checks for the filter housings, and also to check fluids for the reservoirs, including the greasing system and the hydraulic tank itself. And so today we're going to be doing that, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so we're going to start with by unfolding the crane and laying it down just like so, as you can see in the video right now. By doing this, Fassi should come required with the remote, and if not, there's usually a manual switch at the front under the FX box. So yeah, just like that. And then that way, when it's laying down, you can actually see all the things that are on the side of the boom, on top of the boom. Mainly we spray it down with dry graphite, but some of the requirements are actually grease. But sometimes using the grease, or the operators hit trees and the tree limbs get stuck to the grease and it just scrapes the pads on the inside of the boom. So that's why we use the dry graphite. Don't forget to grease all the pins unless this has a automatic greasing system. The greasing system only goes from the main pedestal all the way down to the secondary. It doesn't grease the carriage pins or anything like that, nor the boom sections. So these retainers tend to come loose a lot. So when you tighten them, usually you use a paint stick or some sort of paint marker or something to actually mark them, so when the operator knows if something has been moving or if something's getting loose. The retaining nuts on the other side mark those as well. While we're up here, usually look for cracks under the secondary position and the main pivot pin area. So we went ahead, raised it up, got all the pins greased on the carriage part of it, lubricated the boom extensions, checked everything on the main and secondary. So now we're going to move on to doing pressure checks, everything that's required on the left bank, and then we'll move to the right bank, and so on and so forth. To do these pressure checks, we basically extended it all the way out until it pretty much deadheads, and then you just hold the lever until the gauge just stops at one point. Basically, you read it by bar, and it'll tell you exactly what the pressures are at. Finished the GPM check, we checked the pressures for the valve body, and now we're going to check the outrigger, and we're going to check tolerance on the column, and then after that we're going to call it. So we are just now finishing up. If any of you guys want to do this, please do not do it yourself. Contact a local maintenance department through Fassi or through Fassi themselves, unless it's minor stuff like the bolts, you can tighten those, but anything that has to do with hydraulics or electrical, it is a very big liability to do it yourself, especially if you go to tell the maintenance person that something's wrong and you got to tell them a different story than what actually happened. They're going to be confused. So please do not do it yourself.